Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Henry.
This is Annabella, Florence,
And Lottie.
and we're the Galballies.
Henry, where are we off to?
Pumpkin picking.
Pumpkin picking.
Pumpkin picking with Captain America and 3 little pumpkins.
Girls, are we going pumpkin picking? Woo woo!
Whoop whoop.
Look at them in their little outfits. Lottie, show us your little shoes.
Lottie Bluebell.
Hello, Lot Lot.
Bye bye.
Annabella, look at their little shoes. Right, let's go.
And let's go.
Let's go. Here we are.
So, believe it or not, even though in the glorious sunshine, we are going pumpkin picking.
Yeah.
Because it's Halloween next week.
Crazy.
Lottie doesn't want to go in the wheelbarrow.
No. But look at these 3 cuties. This is what we need, one of these to just push the girls around generally when I try and do a school run. Here we are. Here we go. Pumpkin picking this way. That does look like a good one. Should better be the one that we carve. Great idea. You want to get some more? Hey.
This is a big one. This is a big one.
Oh, well done. Come on, come to Daddy! Come to Daddy! Come to Daddy! Quick! And the pumpkin car! It's coming up! It's coming up! Henry, come this way a bit. Henry, this way a bit. Keep pulling it.
Come on, muscles.
Come on, muscles, come on. Captain America. No, not too fast. Stop, stop.
Stop. It's not alright.
Keep going. Right, stop there, stop.
Oh, is that good? Henry, put your face for it. Let me
Look
see.
at these 2.
Yeah. We're ready. This is so cool. Yay! Look, Mrs. Muscle, that's what I am.
Look. Mother pumpkin.
What do you reckon? Is this fun?
Come on.
Hennes, what do you think of the pumpkins? It's good? Is this good?
Henry, you alright? Thumbs up. Captain America likes it. You should be holding a pumpkin though, mate.
There we go.
That one.
The big one.
It'll always be the one. Florence wants one. Trying to get look. Lottie wants one.
That's a good one. How cool is it going pumpkin picking?
100.
Wow!
If you see one you want, tell me and we'll get it.
Yeah, we've got to choose one. Florence, are you having fun? Annabella, Lottie. I think they're loving it. Look how much they love the attention. So we've chosen our pumpkins. They've all got a big one each, and then they've got little tiny miniature ones as well for them. Now we're just going to go and pay, and then we're going to have a cup of tea and cake.
Actually got carving kit.
Nah, we just need a knife and a spoon. Actually,
Scoop.
a scoop.
Oh yeah.
Ice cream scoop. So we have been pumpkin picking. I've never done it before. It's actually really fun. Yeah, it's our first experience of pumpkin picking. This is nearly as big as my head, actually.
I'm genuinely going pumpkin picking every
It
week
was
now.
so
It's like
much
a
fun.
festival for pumpkins.
Yeah, there's rides,
throwing.
like little games, and we're gonna have tea
Bowling,
and
there's
cake,
a maze.
and the girls get to sit in this.
And I'm sweating. You had enough,
Although it looks like they want to get out now, but
literally.
literally, how much fun has this been? Look at their little outfits as well. So we get to now sit and just chill, have a well-deserved tea. Look at all the pumpkins we've got. One for each of them. And then little miniatures for them as well. So I definitely recommend pumpkin picking. If you've never been, go, 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 go. Oh, what you doing, Florence? Yeah? You putting all the pumpkins? Lottie, where are you going? This is the problem. Alex has gone to get tea and he's left me with the three of them going crazy. Actually, it's probably the best place. Completely open. And who cares if they get muddy? At least if they're having fun. She's lost a shoe. She's lost a shoe. Annabella's chilling by the bench. And Lottie has found something as always.
By the way, the woman just came over to me and said, by the way, you left both your car doors open, wide open.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
How did we not notice?
Because we're like, just completely, like, I don't even know what day it
bit
is.
too excited about coming here, weren't we? Hi, Annabella.
After pumpkins, tears, we've got
And tears?
hot chocolate.
And a cup of tea. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Very good.
I would definitely come back again.
Yeah.
So next year?
Well, they've got Christmas trees. You can come back next month.
They're growing Christmas trees, so we're going to come back and get one of them as well. Can't wait. Oh, I love Christmas. Bring it on. What's going on over here then?
Henna's is welly throwing.
Welly throwing?
Go on, boy.
Go on, Henna's. Hey!
Further than that.
Make some effort, boy. Come on. Woo!
One, two, three, go!
Yay!
Annabella's turn. Go!
She's like, I'm not playing this game.
Hey! Right, Henry, one more.
Annabella, is this fun? Florence! Oh, what are you saying? Where's she gone? 1, 2, 3, boo! Yeah! She's loving it.
I don't want to touch the ground because they're all getting in.
Boo!
Hey.
Oh, look.
Boo.
Look at that face. Oh, Annabella. Annabella, where's Mama? Hi. Hi. Oh, hello. Hi. There's a cuckoos. And that's it. That's the end of the pumpkin picking.
We're the last ones
We
here.
are actually the last ones here because we had
Really got thrown out.
yeah, we had so much fun. Sun setting. We got to get home for their dinner. The girls are just having a little bit of a cookie. Aren't you?
Jazz.
Hi.
So after last week's wonderful discussion on IVF that we touched on, we had a lot of people messaging us and getting in touch saying how grateful they were that we talked about it, because let's be honest, not a lot of people do. So thank you for that.
Yeah, some really nice messages.
And also we were just going to talk a little bit about the time we spent in the NICU neonatal unit and how that felt and what it was like and all that sort of stuff. So
I think today we'll touch base on actually the day they were born. So we had to be at Broomfield Hospital in Chelmsford because we had a planned C-section. I was 33 weeks and 6 days, so yeah, nearly the 34-week mark, which is what I was aiming for. We had to be in at 6 AM, didn't we? So Henry got looked after by Alex's brother and his girlfriend. He was at nursery at the time.
Like normal,
yeah, went to nursery that day. Didn't know anything about it. We didn't tell him because we didn't want it to be a big build-up. We wanted to just see how it all went, especially as we didn't know their health, etc.
It was a Thursday, and we just made a decision,
Thursday the 6th of April,
as a family to keep it until Saturday to tell him, so that he could enjoy it and we could get the first day or two sort of out of the way and get everything
just
sorted.
Knowing that they were like healthy as well, because we obviously didn't know what was going to happen.
Bringing him into the situation, because we didn't feel that he'd perhaps understand what was going on. And
he knew they were coming.
We wanted it to be all smiles and bunches of flowers when he turned up, and it was that.
So he didn't visit or meet them until the Saturday, but like we said, we knew we were out of the red and risky bit by then. So we got there, we went into our own little room and we just chilled for a couple of hours, met loads of the nurses and stuff, and then went down at, I think it was about 9:30.
Something like that, yeah.
About 9:30, obviously had to have a spinal block. You sat outside, didn't you? While they sort of scared me all up and gowned me and got me all ready.
Yeah, it was like, just, I'm sure like everybody that's a dad or a mum that's watched this and they've had that kind of feeling of knowing when the baby's coming, like that build up, it was like that, but just like times 10, because I think there was 26 people in the room all scrubbed up. Yeah. Plus I was in scrubs. Charlotte's laying on the bed, laughing and joking.
Ah, where cameras going for?
And
3 incubators ready for us. Loads of lights, big, proper
it was like a proper theatre
operation place, yeah.
And there was very serious doctors having very serious conversations with me about, you know, what could happen.
Complications.
And don't be alarmed when we whisk them all off and you're not going to see them, and
like really and truly we didn't really know what they were going to be like when they were born, because obviously we had scans weekly by that point, but actually they said once they've actually born and outside the womb, we'll see how we get on with it. But lucky enough, you know, they're okay. But yeah, so they were born at, Annabella was baby 1, she was born at 10:05, Florence was 10:06, and Lottie was at 10:07. So yeah, all a minute apart.
And because a lot of people ask us about this actually, because I don't think we overly thought about it, but we did decide that the order they come out in, they'd be given the names in alphabetical order, AFL.
So we chose the names, yeah.
So we chose the names already, because we actually knew, they told us. So if you imagine like baby 1, baby 2, baby 3,
they were like that. The twins were like that, and then Lottie was on top, up in my rib cage, and the other 2 were facing head down, like ready to engage. So like Alex said, when the twins were going to be born, we said whatever one comes out first, that would be Annabella. Second Florence, then so we knew Lottie Singleton, we knew she would be the last one, and we knew that baby 3 was always going to be called Lottie, but the other 2 we were a bit like, we didn't know which one was what. You know, it's quite hard, they moved around so much inside, so we didn't ever really figure out which one was what. But
obviously we could talk about this for probably 3 hours, but once the babies actually got delivered, Charlotte was completely off her nut on everything.
I was really happy.
So she was smiling away while she's being like cut open and all these babies are coming out.
I was like on a high though.
She was laughing and joking. She was like, oh, it's like because we waited 3 years for the babies, obviously, because of what we talked about last week. She says, oh, they're like buses, wait for 1 and then 3 come along. So the doctor's laughing his head off, and all these women are looking at me, all the nurses going like,
it's
you sure?
Everybody
most
usually
people are in there
like stressing,
oh my God. And I'm sitting there shaking like this. Like,
he was worse than me.
Like
he
white
was
as a sheet.
You couldn't relax, couldn't talk. All the doctors and anaesthetists were chatting to me, and I was just like, this is amazing. I've been waiting for this day. I just want to meet them now. I'm so excited to see what they look like, what they weigh, how healthy they are. They did look like little aliens when they were born. But yeah, it was a really exciting.
They literally held them up at the screen, and I weren't sure if I wanted to see the slice.
I wanted to see.
But I decided to have a peek because I just was interested, and I went like that and was like, "Whoa, I don't want to see that." It was a proper like someone's like a shark attack.
Shark attack. But I really wanted to see that, but they said no. Basically, which I think probably best now, but I would love to have seen them come out. And as I said, not having a natural labour like I did with Henry, I almost felt a little bit removed, which I know a lot of people talk about. So for me, I would really have loved to have seen them actually come out and see them being born, so to speak, rather than having this curtain up and then just a baby appear. But you know, equally at the same time, it was still lovely. Still a magical moment.
I mean, obviously, I would probably remember this bit better than Charlotte because I was sort of sitting at the end of the bed. I was holding her hand, kissing her, and I was so proud of her, like what she did and what she went through.
I was reassuring you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I was trying to be like the man, but it just didn't happen. But
it's like power as anything.
They literally held them up for us just to have a quick look at, and they let me take one photo, which they're on Instagram. I'll share them again just after this comes out, just so you can see, if you haven't seen them, of them actually being held up, and you can really see. I mean, to me, they really look like they do now. You know, you can say that it looks like Lottie.
Definitely.
And, then they put them in these little incubator trolleys with a towel, and then they literally took them. You know.
Actually, there was they brought Florence over to me. The other two I didn't see. So Annabella and obviously Lottie were really tiny, but Florence, they brought her over to me because she was the biggest and healthiest, and they kind of, I think they knew that she was in a safe zone, and they brought her over to me. And there's a picture, they put her head by my face, and I went to kiss her, and she actually pouted and gave me a kiss, and I was like, I cried my eyes out. I hadn't cried all morning. But on that note, just so a lot of people asked us on their birth weight, so Annabella born first, she was £3.5. Second born Florence, she was £4.7, and Lottie born last, she was £2.14. In a lot of videos we put, you thought it was £2.12. We were a bit unsure to start, but we double checked and it was 14.
And also on her tag from her birth, they've wrote £2.12.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were there and we watched her get weighed, so we know.
And then they did change it, didn't they?
They changed it, but
it really like threw us because then we had the name tag of her and we were like, what? She's £2.12. I thought she was 14. And then like for a few days they were like, oh, let's check the notes, and they're like, no, it definitely was 14.
2 ounces isn't very much.
Yeah, but it is a
when
big
you're
deal.
only £2, them 2 ounces are like, you know.
But all I remember then is being like, obviously them being born, and I just said to Alex, I didn't want them, as I said it, I didn't want them to be left on their own. So I said to Az, you go with them, leave me, I'm absolutely fine. And I was in a really good place, and I just said to him, you go with the girls, I don't want them being on their own. I want to make sure, I didn't want them to get lost and like get mixed up with someone else. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I was like, you go with into the neonatal unit and just check and make sure, make sure where they are and what they're doing. I'm gonna have to hold this because we keep going around roundabouts, and Alex is driving, is, you know. I went
into this little room, and because obviously there was 3 of them, they actually got given their own, obviously in
risk room,
in neonatal unit you have kind of 5 or 6 different little sort of zones. One of them's like the highest risk bit, that babies, if they're poorly or have just been born, they go in.
Girls,
all 3 of them were in there, and
lucky they were together actually as well.
Yeah, we were lucky. I just never forget, you know, obviously every 2 seconds the alarm goes off, there's beeping, there's monitors, it was only Lottie, was it Lottie that needed oxygen?
No, Annabella did for the first day or 2, I think.
Oxygen for a bit, and then Lottie needed a little bit of help, but I mean, I mean, put it this way, I think they weighed, if you think about it, they weighed about £9 between them.
£10, yeah.
Which is actually quite good.
And just a normal baby size for some people.
Baby, so,
yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I did have 2 placentas though. People often ask me. So obviously Annabella, Florence in one sack with their own placenta, and Lottie had her own sack with placenta.
But I didn't.
No, it's not really for me. But you know, I like the idea of getting the nutrients back, but I don't think.
The babies are like enormous. Well, they're not.
No, they were tiny. The thing was that big.
The thing was like this big, like slab of liver.
Oh, disgusting.
There was 2 of them. I got a photo, but I've never shared it. But
so I then got whisked off into recovery, and that's when all of a sudden, weirdly, I remember just feeling completely spaced out, and I just felt really out of it. So at that point they were like, just sleep it off, try and, you know, I got a bit sick and stuff, so I don't know whether it was all the adrenaline, the hormones.
And I spent some time basically going from in with the babies and just staring at them and touching their little hands and stuff, to I went and saw Charlotte's mum and dad were waiting and no one was allowed in. Obviously they were waiting outside in the sort of main bit, which funny enough was where we went for scans right at the very beginning, before we got referred to London like specialists. The first couple of scans were at Chelmsford, and this room we used to just sit in having a scan. There's her mum and dad sitting there, and then the next minute
you walk out and they're there,
and then they're
like
crying,
surreal.
and I was crying my eyes out, and then I sort of went back and spent some time with Charlotte, and
your dad then came?
My dad came up, and he was crying his eyes out. And to be honest, even though now obviously they're shouting and hollering, no one knew what was going on. I mean, you know, there was so much
tough time.
There was so much that could have gone wrong. There was so much that we just didn't know what we were coming and going.
We're in a vulnerable position, I think. I think, don't you?
Yeah, massively.
Because we weren't sure of their health at the time. They, you know, these doctors are amazing, but they don't tell you much. They're all just chatting, and we're like, are they okay? They're like, yeah, they're fine. We just need to do a brain scan. We just need to do a heart scan, and we're just like, what does that mean? But also, I remember, like I said, I then got taken off into the ward. What was it, like maternity ward, I suppose what you call it, and yeah, and basically like
some people we know.
Basically I was in there and I had to be in recovery and in the ward until 6 p.m. When I finally managed to get up, have a shower, which was the hardest shower and most horrible shower I've ever had, on my own in this little like shower thing, and I had a chair and I just had to sit on with the shower spraying on me. One of the hardest showers I've ever had. And then yeah, then Alex then come back and I got all dressed and he wheelchaired me around to neonatal unit, and I have to say I was desperate to see him, because the only time I got to see him was obviously in the room when it's happening, and Alex got loads of pictures on his phone to show me.
I guess this is probably, if they were born at sort of 10 AM, it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon by this point, because I went back and got Henry. I came home at 7 o'clock that night because I wanted to spend the night with Henry, because I was worried. I just wanted to, because, you know, I was worried about him, and he was only 3 at the time.
Priority as well, isn't it? And he understands.
I weren't allowed to stay in the hospital. I knew that, and I had to be out by 8, I think. So I just went, you know what, I'm going to get Henry. But we spent some time together in the ward, and we've got photos. And it was just such a bizarre, incredible experience, because Charlotte was just like, you know, with respect, all over the place. She'd just been under major surgery, which we had some complications with, which we'll talk about another time.
That is actually, I remember I had the twins kangaroo cuddling, and Alex had Lottie like strapped onto him, and I felt absolutely fine. And it's like I said, it's just like late afternoon, and then all of a sudden I came over really weird, and then I got like quite ill actually after that, but we'll talk about that one another time. I had a bit of a reaction basically to some medication, but anyway, that's another story.
That I went home, Charlotte stayed in. She weren't allowed to. I think you went back to see the babies and try and
that evening,
see them again. But I don't think you spent an awful lot of time with them. But
not in a good way.
To be honest, she was in a bad way, and we weren't really allowed to get too involved in it all. Like they were being fed through tubes.
They wanted to be kept in the incubator. So the first 24 hours obviously is so crucial. So the way they said it is like, of course, get them out there, your children, give them a cuddle, but equally at the same time, we need to keep them. And for hygiene as well, like don't keep touching them. You know, you're allowed to pick them up. You can do what you want, but equally, we advise you just to like leave them alone, basically, and we did. So yeah, so that was the first.
That was day one.
12 hours. It was a bit crazy, a bit like our life now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very amazing day, emotional and brilliant.
Yeah. Anyway, bye.
See you later.
Yo, everyone. Halloween special of what are we doing, Henry?
Pumpkin picking.
Pumpkin carving.
We've been to pumpkin picking, and this is the big one that Henry chose. It's a good one. It's a nice shape. Yeah? Happy? Yeah. So now we're going to carve it.
The girls are eating pumpkin flavoured whatsits and drinking pumpkin juice, and they are dressed as pumpkins. Yay. And Henry's dressed as Captain America. Show them, Innes.
I'm dressed as mother.
I'm dressed as a kind of sort of 12 to 14-year-old bloke in some sort of weird hoodie.
Right, so here we go. This is how we carve a pumpkin. First of all, Henry, what would you like on the front of it? Just a smiley face? Yeah? Okay, we're going to do a smiley face.
No, a zigzag face.
Yeah, okay. So.
Do you know what the other funny thing is? Charlotte thinks that like using an ice cream scoop is like a hack, like no one knows how to do it.
I do not think that at all.
You do, tell me the truth.
No, it's obviously a lot of people just use a spoon, but if you get a scoop, it scoops it out better.
I've never known anyone
Anyway, Annabella, are you going to have a go?
Annabella?
She's just going to eat her, what's this? Look how cute their little outfits are. Lawrence?
And this looks disgusting.
Oh no, it looks disgusting apparently. Lottie, you're going to have a go.
Lottie, yeah.
Oh, there we go, Lot. You give it a go. That's it.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah, just
the other bit that a lot of people don't know is that you have to take the fleshy bit from the top as well, otherwise that cooks when you get a candle in there. Do you know that as well?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh right, I thought that was just like a thing. Oh.
Right, how's that looking then? Is it empty, Henry?
Not yet, there's some seeds.
Nearly done. Doing a good job.
Now
you can actually eat pumpkin seeds, I've eaten them,
Say hi, Lottie.
Now you can. Now it's good.
Right, okay, so now we are going to carve a face. Let's carve a face.
Lottie. too bad.
I'm quite
If I don't say so myself.
What's he called again?
It's a
Harry!
Harry, the pumpkin.
And what's the other thing we need to do?
Put a light in him.
Put a light.
Yeah, so later on we'll take a picture
So,
of it with the candle in.
from all of us and Harry, goodbye.
Bye!
Bye! Right, we've had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs, but that's your lot now because we're busy. So, goodbye.
Bye! Hi guys.
Hi guys, so if you like our channel and you want to subscribe, hit the like button, drop us a comment, and just don't forget to subscribe because we really appreciate your support, and that means that we know you're watching it and we can make some more content.
And subscribe is just like following, like you would on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. So subscribe to follow our channel and you'll see all our new content and hopefully you enjoy it.
Bye.